think I'm live. I think. I hope so. What else could go wrong? Jesus. All right, looks like I'm here. How's it sound? Voice? Guitar? Check, check. 1, 3. Sound good? Check 1, 2. All right, people tell me it sounds good. Good. It's like we got Juan Blanco, Scott Ferguson, Jim Beam, A.J. Walden, Akata, Thunder Falcon, Matthew Baker, Ben Coombs, my mod man, Terry G, my mod man, Terry Tickler, Barry Hall, Susie Cherry. It's all good. Mr. BHB Jr., Matthew Baker, Steve MARCHENA. Thanks, man. Yeah, sounding good. 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 Happy Halloween. Yeah. This is Almighty Antichrist's favorite day, right? I mean, it's got to be. Quality's very good. 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 I know the ebony fingerboard, right? Let's go to Quilt Cam. Yeah. I you know what? I kept saying, like, that looks like ebony. That looks like ebony. But I knew the spec was, was rosewood. So I kept saying, don't embarrass yourself and say it's ebony. Because the spec is rosewood, Oh, yeah. What's up, Mark? Thunder Falcon, Max Josephine, Orazio. Tony, what's up, buddy? Autism Rocks. Max Josephine, Yeti Motzi. Mr. 845, Tactical 6-String, Thomas V. Scott Ferguson. Yeah. Right, AA? What's up, Tim in California? Justin Mabe. Star Guitar Works. Yeah, I'm handing out guitars for Halloween. It's all PRSs these days. That almost looked a little hot there, hot shot. Oh, all right. Well, we're getting some people here. We had some. I don't know if we're having any more. We just put it out front for the kids. We put out a place with all the in bags. Just please take one bag, and if you touch it, take it. And it's been, we had the younger kids earlier, but I'll bet it's going to quiet down soon. They tend to come. It gets dark here pretty early now. Although we are not quite as early as Europe and the UK. I think you guys changed your clocks last week. We don't change our clocks until tomorrow morning at 2 a.m. So I think this is the one day of the year where it's a little closer. And I wonder if in the spring, it's the same thing. In other words, we spring ahead and then it's even an hour later for you guys. I don't even know. I think we're a week apart though. Steve, the quarter on the Frankenstein trem was to hold the trem place. Yeah, I had heard that it's a backstop, right? Act as a little backstop. It's cold as a witch where you are, Kristen. Yeah, we had snow yesterday. they're like, yeah, you're probably going to see a coating. We saw like 4 inches. It's like, all right. Oh, that's tasty. That is tasty taste. All right. Hey, what's up, Mitch? What's up, TL? Jim Bean, yeah, you create one live show, the live show at 11 p.m. Right, yeah, right? Yeah. What's up, Crucible? We got Kim's Workshop. We got Anthony Bowley. We got Sailor Mike. We got Jim Grange. We got Average Joe Reviews. We got Mitch Taylor. We got Papa Blue. Yes, this is my grumpy old man costume, exactly. What blend? It's still the Starbucks. We're still stuck in Starbucks land. What's up, Max? I found my next guitar, an ESP an E2 M2 Desert Camo, only $18.99, tactical 6-string. That sounds like a very tactical guitar. I'm just saying. Just gonna throw that out there. Guitar does sound great, huh? Some people don't like these pickups, but I kind of like them. I don't know what I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't care. And just to point out, the guitar is far from perfect, right? It's got some pitting, like around the pickups here. I feel like he sprayed it and tried to buff it or something. And he left it's very small. I mean, it's really, really small, but it almost feels like it's a little bit. Not in the rest of the guitar though, only like right here. Right, the rest of it's all clean. So I don't know what he did. And then the pickups, I don't know if I can show them here. I think he ran I want to say he ran like a. You see it? You see it right there? See those scrapes under there? I think, yeah, the pickup's too high. You see that? See them? Little scrapes there on the pickups right there. I think he had them too high, and when or he's a real hard chugger. I think he had them up high. And he was a chugger, and he must have been chugging it, and he chugged it. That's our best working theory. Hey, what's up, Papa Blue? Exactly. See, Papa Blue knows. Papa Blue was also his name. What am I running the PRS through tonight? My normal rig. It's a dual heavy rig. I know, right? Terry says it's a PRS. It's supposed to be perfect. I know, right? It's a high standard. Not gonna lie, but perfection is a high standard. I love it though. I tell you, thanks, Jim Bean. Congrats on the PRS. Here's to the next Guitar Grail Fund, whatever that might be. Could be another PRS. You never know. I was looking and I saw this one and I just jumped on it before I even realized what I bought. I just saw the top and I said, well, that's nice, and I literally bought it by the top. And I said, you know what? I bought it from Guitar Center used. And I said, if there's a problem, I'll just drive it over the store and return it like I have so many times before if there's been a problem. And but I loved it. I was like, and it came with the hard shell case. I mean, how's that hot shot? That's pretty hot there. It's funny because this corner, it goes to show you never know what it's going to look like until you get it, because this corner up here looked blank. In other words, the angle he shot it with the camera, the rest of it looked all figured. And I said, it was kind of cheap. I said, the reason why it's so blank is because this quarter here has no figuring, But it was just the angle. It was fine. Is it made in Korea? No, this is made in Baltimore, Maryland. You're thinking of the SE, not the CE. The CE came out in 1988, right? 2 years after the original one came out. We got one. We got a CE in the store used on a trade-in. And I remember myself and this other kid, he used to come in, a regular customer, he used to, come in on a pretty regular basis. We were both sort of enamored with it. It had a, great looking paint job, and we were just, oh my God, look at this guitar. And we were both sort of, it had a kind of a chunky neck, much chunkier than this. And that was in probably 89 or 90. So it was one of the early models. It had the dot inlay. And I remember we were both like, I think I'm going to buy it. He was like, I think I'm going to buy it. And then we both showed up to work I showed up to work, and he came in the same day, and it was gone. We neither one of us got it. Yeah, CE is US. Don't confuse the CE with the SE. These are made in Baltimore. Though I don't think Paul does any work anymore. In fact, they said they had a joke where Paul was going to make a guitar, and it wasn't going to be up to their standards. Like, the crew they have there is so good, What year is that? This is a 2016. 2016. 2016. Oh, yeah, right? How about the new AC/DC track? I like it. I kind of like the new AC/DC. I am digging it. I am digging it for sure. Hold on, just checking my stuff here. So, oh, I see. CE is classic electric. SE is student edition. See, when they came out with this guitar, it felt to me like he made a mahogany neck, mahogany body, maple cap, 22 fret. That was his LP interpretation. A completely different instrument, but just body-wise, mahogany neck, mahogany body, maple cap, right? That was 22 frets. And then a couple of years later, he came out with the bolt-on maple neck, mahogany body with a maple cap. And I swear to God, the bolt-on maple was like his interpretation of the Strat. He's like, I got them both covered. I got your Strat and your Les Paul covered. Right? It's sort of his completely own interpretation of them, but at its heart, they are kind of similar guitars, as I suppose every guitar is to some degree. Yeah, and a different scale, right? The other one's probably the 24 3/4. This is probably 25 or 25 and a half, 25 and a quarter. I don't even know. I think they're 25, right? I thought PRSs were straight up just 25, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I saw that Sean Connery. God, so many great movies. You know? And I think for a lot of people, he was the Bond, right? He was the James Bond for some people. What's the cost of this guitar? Well, the guitar new would be around, what are these, $19.99? But I think if you wanted the ebony fretboard and the special top, I think they're 20% increase. I want to say they're $23.99 for this particular guitar. And I paid in the 12s for it, which I was pretty happy about. But with tax and shipping and everything, it was, almost 14. All are straight up 25, but I think there are 3 or 4 of the Gibson scale. Okay, yeah. See, I don't. Again, my knowledge of PRS is pretty basic, at best. He defined it. Steve played Bond very close to the books. I agree. I there was just something about him. He was really the best Bond. No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. So many great lines. We'd rather have a solid color or gold finish. Love to see a check. Are they lacquer, though? I don't even know. I thought he used poly. Maybe I'm wrong. I could have sworn he used poly. He was not a lacquer guy. But I could be completely wrong. It feels like poly to me. Lacquer is much stickier than that. No stainless steel frets. I don't know that he does stainless steel frets, does he? I don't think so. They don't look stainless to me. Stainless they almost look a little nickel, right? They're not quite as shiny as what they call nickel silver, but even though there's no silver in it. I think this is dark cherry burst, if I had to guess, right? It's got the cherry up at the top. I think that's what it is, dark cherry burst. I mean, it could be antique violin, but I don't think so. It's redder here than it looks on camera, though I guess it looks a little brown there. Okay, so the neck is nitrocellulose lacquer and the body is poly. That makes sense. The neck feels like natural wood. It almost feels like oiled. It is stickier than the body, though, that's for sure. Oh. Going a little fast. Raiders: The Last Crusade is the best. Yeah, that's a good one. I heard they didn't get along on set, though. I heard it got a bit ugly. Oh. Well, Amazon notifying me that my package is late. I have a Joe Satriani Premium Ibanez. Yeah, the thing is awesome. Yeah. I could have got the muscle car orange one. It wasn't a premium. It was like the Prestige. And I think whoever had it was confused. They had it up for $12.99. That's really cheap for that guitar. Sold instantly. Steve, I'm using the 2i2, got Windows 10, which I use for software. THU by Overloud. You know, or you could use, that's what I use almost all the time. You could try Guitar Rig 6. You could try, what's the other one? Amplitude. I still think THU is the best of the three. Something like that. Amplitude 5 has been announced, really. Well, that'll be interesting. Is the trem fixed or floating? Well, you can put a bar in it and bend it, so is that floating? Doesn't really go back, does it? Oh yeah, it's floating. So, as a lot of you know, I was going to do a Halloween episode tonight, but it got a little late, and I couldn't finish it. you know how that goes. 5 hours of footage. Couldn't get her done. But what I thought we could do is I'll fire up the GoPro and we'll do a little studio tour. Huh? Do a little studio tour? What do you say? I'll fire this up. The latest one is pretty good. All right. Hold on. It's like the world's slowest friggin' operating system. Son of a bitch. All right. Yeah, we're ready. We will just switch over. All right. Well, let's start the studio tour. You got a speaker and a microphone, Lewitt microphone. Love that. A little cord controller. Miscellaneous crap. Of course, my Pink Panther cell. Got the Strat, the key stick. You guys all know the Tascam. The Epi, the Lotus. It's all pretty cool, you know. Whoa! Dude, when did you get here?
Well, we're here for the pizza.
Oh my God, that's right. That's right. Tonight we're supposed to have pizza. Oh, dude, who else is supposed to be here?
There's KRELBAR, there's Bobby, there's Melissa. We're all here. We're hungry. We're hungry.
When the hell is Bobby supposed to be here?
Everybody's here right now, man.
Oh my God. KRELBAR! That is a very, very scary mask. All right, enough with the frights. Let's take that off and do something not so frightening. That is a touch better. Damn, that is scary though. All right, enough of the frightening masks. I love it. I love it. There's Bobby. A very, very frightening mask.
I can't believe you forgot about us.
I know. All right. Well, they're here. So I think we're going to break out the pizza. I'll get it ordered. And we'll be waiting for some delivery. And we'll have a little chit-chat and a little bit of fun. All right. Hope you can join us. And stay tuned for the pizza. So, Steve, what have you been working on since the pandemic?
Well, live streaming audio is really important, and there's the issue of latency. One thing about latency that pisses me off.
All right, what about you, Bobby?
Playing guitar, working on my channel, working from home.
Sure. KRELBAR? All right. Right. Oh, God. And we'll go to the normal one.
Lately, I've been working on debunking the myth of tone wood.
Anything else you've been working on?
Well, I've been experimenting, but can an $85 guitar actually sound good?
I guess it depends on who's playing it.
I've written this out. I have the key. The 5 tips to sound exactly like Eddie Van Halen. So before I tell you the 200 ways to keep a Floyd Rose guitar in tune, can I use the ladies' room?
Sure, it's actually right at the top of the stairs.
Awesome. I'll be right back. Thank you.
Fantastic. So what the hell is that?
If you need to do 200 things to keep the guitar in tune, why don't you go with the stock Fender tremolo? First 6 Van Halen albums.
Okay, anyway. What the hell was that?
That was very weird.
I know, right? I mean, it seems like everything...
Borderline creepy.
Yeah, a little bit. Borderline creepy, I would say. What about you, KRELBAR?
It's ClickVid 19.
All right, it says here, to get rid of ClickVid 19, all we have to do is recite a simple incantation. And that should break the spell.
Do you think it'll work?
Well, the video's got a few views, and it's got like, over a dozen likes and only 2 dislikes. I'm thinking it will.
The best string gauge for every genre. Can a solid state amp actually sound like a tube amp? The best guitar plugins of 2020. Only guitar lesson you will ever need. How to memorize the neck in 24 seconds. What if EVH and Eric Johnson heard Stairway Solo?
Actually, that video is pretty good.
Eric Johnson was in there. The arpeggio, they were like spread arpeggios.
Phil X.
Yeah, Phil X was excellent too.
5 pedals you need in your rig, right? What if playing scales didn't have to be boring? Only pedal review you need in 2020. But I haven't told you about the 3rd creepiest guitar riff!
Okay, well, that didn't work. Let's, okay, how to get rid of ClickVid 19. All right, well, this one looks good. I like that it says right away, whatever you do, don't try the incantation. Wish we saw this video first, to be honest. It's got a lot more likes, too.
Well, then it's gotta work.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's been crowdsourced.
Unless ClickVid 19 is just a hoax by the government.
Yeah, enjoying the pizza?
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, can't wait to get some.
Yeah. KRELBAR. KRELBAR. The KRELBAR, that's it. Goes under the KRELBAR. Goes under the mask. All right. Okay. Okay. That was like 100 hours of freaking work. That lightning doesn't create itself, okay? Oh my God. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah. You know, I missed it last year because I was traveling so much. I wanted to do it again this year, but then the friggin' pandemic. So it's like, how can we do it? Our voices were a little muffled. I gotta say, like, this thing from Zoom saved my ass a bunch of times because I had it running at a couple of times. Like when we're sitting at the computer, you don't notice it, but I step on my microphone and pull it right off my shirt. I'm like, oh no. So I'm watching the video and I can just see the audio go like this and then all of a sudden go like that. That's because the microphone is down on the floor and it's picking us up from a distance. I'm like, oh no. But luckily I had stuck this just on the desk and had it running. Thank God, or we wouldn't have had any of that footage. So, yeah, it's probably going to be an annual thing. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Jeffy. Much appreciated, man. Actually, if you notice, I used a dropper to match the lightning to the mask. So the mask and the lightning line up, like color-wise. You know, it's like, what am I going to do with these things? And, quite frankly, it's kind of lame until you run the music track. And I wanted something really fast for that. And I didn't even have the shots of Melissa. I added those this afternoon because I just felt like it was too lame to come from one angle, So I went back and it took her footage and composed it, then made a composite in After Effects. I don't know if you've ever been in After Effects, but that program is like, I'm an IT guy, and it's brutal. It is brutal. I'm sure it's extremely powerful, but goddamn if that thing doesn't just kill me. Yeah, right? The inspirational flask, exactly. Yeah, the pizza was great too. We all had pizza. I know I have. I've had a lot of coffee today and yesterday. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I might, hold on one sec. I'm going to do something real quick. Do I have a, I do, hold on. Much better. Oh, and I'm back. I know I'm drunk on the coffee. I know After Effects is amazing, but the learning curve, holy crap. They're like, then you just put, the lightning in. I'm like, okay. They're like, but of course you have to set up a solid black mask and assign it to the black mask. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would you assign it to a black mask? Wouldn't that be covered? But it doesn't. It goes right through it. I'm like, this makes no sense. But apparently it's on the surface of that and it's behind the, I don't know. It did not make any sense to me. But I just followed a couple of tutorials on YouTube, to get it done. I wanted to open the window too. It's getting hot in here. Yeah, AE tutorials put me to sleep fast. I will say the one that I used, the guy moved really fast. I had to stop every couple of seconds. He's like, and then just do this and put the tracker here. Cause I literally, and again, you realize why they use big white circles with black crosses in them. You need a contrast point. And without contrast, and we're in a black-lit room, right? So we're in a room that's black-lit, right, with black lights. And their hands are I should have had white gloves. If I had white gloves, it would have matched it no problem. But with dark hands and dark gloves, it had a real time tracking their stuff. There wasn't enough contrast for the tracker to follow it. But I gave up. I was like, okay, enough. Yeah, layers. Again, it's I'm not really much of a Photoshop person, and I know that the Photoshop and Illustrator and After Effects, it's all about layers, but not Premiere. It's all about timeline tracks. So I just had no idea what the hell I was doing. Oh no, it's brutal. I literally finished it. Okay, right? I now when you composite. When you go from Premiere to After Effects and back, you can just say link them, right? And you don't even have to think about it. But that ending, right? I had to update it for 2020, right? That creepy with the blood and the page that goes right, the credits. Those end credits, I had to modify. So I modified the end credits. I say, okay, now let's go to render, and I add it to the render queue. There's no friggin' render button. I can't get the friggin' thing to render. I'm losing it. I'm it took me 20 minutes to finally drag something down onto the timeline, go underneath the render I did 2 years ago. It remembered it. And then it added to its render queue, and I finally just rendered it. Also, when I was rendering it about 2 hours ago, the main story, I had rendered it prior to that. It took about 9 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. It was on track for 38 minutes, or 37 minutes. I'm like, this is ridiculous. What's going on here? And what had happened is way down on the timeline, I had some footage I didn't think really worked, and I wasn't sure if I was going to use it, but I had built up the scene. So I wasn't going to delete it and then have to build it all back up again. You just move it way down on the timeline, And then, you know, if you need to use it again, you drag it back over. Well, I forgot about it. So when I went to go put the media out, it's all the way down. It went for 9 minutes and then blank for 30 minutes. And then, you know, and then like 1 minute of footage. And I was, really 30 seconds of footage. And I figured that out. Got rid of that. I'm like, what's the F for? Steve F. Boston? Steve F. Boston? And then it hits you. Oh, right. That's good. That is tasty. That's a tasty brew. What's up, guitar man? Just got back. Well, you're going to have to do a rewind. We did a thing. The thing's been done. We did a thing. Yeah, these are locking, right? I think the screws on the top, yeah, they screw down. Doesn't look like there's a lot of wrap there. Yeah, they're locking. What's amazing, and Bobby said the same thing, is how light it is. You know? Yeah, I know I'll be a pro by next Halloween. I don't want to be a pro. That software hurts my brain. Steve, you like the PRS or the Frankie better? Well, they're very different guitars. It's like, you know, it's like, do you like salad or hamburgers better? It's like, well, they're really hard to compare. Oh yeah, check out. Thanks, KRELBAR. Thanks for popping that up. Thank you. I hope Steve and Melissa had a chance to stop by tonight and check it out. They haven't seen it yet. Yeah, this is my first PRS. First one. And you guys bought it for me, which means I can never get rid of it because technically it's a gift. I did like the 24 frets, and I do like the ebony fingerboard. Nice touch. Nice touch you got there, kid. A little gunk on the side here, though. Oh, yeah, Jesus, more of that gunk. There was some gunk on the back, too. Yeah, no, it's gone now. Little live rosin. That happens. There's the coil cut. Coil on. Coil cut. Got lucky getting that from Guitar Center used. Not much available. Actually, their stock has been creeping up. I follow their stock like many times a day. All right. And before COVID, they had about 50,000, between 48 and 52,000 items in stock at any one time. At the peak of COVID, when all their stores were closed, it got down to about 18,000, maybe 20,000 items. It bumped back up to about 23,000, bumped up more recently, maybe late August, early September, bumped up to like 22, 23,000. Maybe at the beginning of this month, it started going 24, 25,000. And this past 2 weeks, especially in the last week, it's cranked past 29,000 items in stock. And I can tell you, their stock moves fast, all right, because I follow a lot of their stock on there. If I didn't buy this guitar instantly, it would have been gone friggin' instantly. You can't keep an EVH on there because every, speculator out there is picking anything up EVH and throwing it right up on reverb for a 50 to 100% markup. So there's not a lot of EVHs on Guitar Center used. They're one of the few places that will put an EVH up, for $5.99, instantly sells, and then goes up, an EVH standard, the special, right? Instantly sells for $650, $700, and it shows up on Reverb, the next day for like $12.99. They're like, supply and demand, bro, supply and demand. Yeah, no, Jacob DeRaps is great. So, a lot of people were wondering about, Guitar Center. Here's the thing. I was kind of surprised at how many people were hoping for their downfall. And I would just say, I'd be careful what you wish for. Now, there's probably people like Amazon that will fulfill your requests for strings and stuff like that at a pretty decent discount. But I can tell you, before the big stores came along like that, if you wanted a pack of bass strings that, listed for $35, you could buy it at a mom and pop for like $40. They literally marked up over list. The mom and pop stores weren't cheap. At least the ones around here weren't, because they didn't move enough volume, right? They had to make a serious margin. So I think Philip McKnight had it right. How the mom and pops fought back was through reverb. They used reverb as their outlet. There's I'd probably say half or more of the listings are from commercial, right? They're from like little stores rather than individual sellers. So, that probably puts some pressure on Guitar Center, but if you compare the prices of Guitar Center to Reverb, it's not even close. The prices on Guitar Center are much, much lower. This guitar, whoever bought this guitar on Reverb would look it up, they'd find out it sold for $23.99 and they'd put it up for $19.99. They had it up for $12.50. I mean, it's like you're not going to find somebody on Reverb selling this guitar for $12.50 or $12.99. Not going to happen. Period. And if you do, you're going to find out it had a repaired headstock. So I know a lot of people want them to go under. They're mad. They had some bad transaction with them. And a store that big, there's going to be bad transactions, right? I get it. But be careful, man. Competition is a good thing. You lose a big outlet like that, you lose a big competitor like that, and I think prices will suffer. I really do. Yeah, right. Because you know me, it's not enough to buy it. Listen. I've said this a bunch of times. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I'll repeat it right now. It's nothing to go. Sorry, it's nothing to go out and just buy a guitar. Right? Just throw money at it. You can buy any guitar you want if you want to spend enough money. At this point, I have zero interest in doing that. I get no thrill from dropping $2,500 on a brand new guitar. I couldn't do it. I get most of my pleasure from guitars is not only getting guitar I like, getting guitar I really enjoy playing, I really like the sound of. I got to get it for a price. In fact, when I started thinking back to like the last 10 years of buying guitars, almost every one, except for maybe the Fender The Strat, because I was looking for that, and the Rosewood Neck Telly. And the Fender The Strat was only $9.99. Good luck finding one less than $2,000 on Reverb. But those are the only ones that I was looking for the guitar rather than buying it by price. I wasn't looking for this exact guitar. I was looking for quote-unquote a PRS. And then it was just a matter of looking at the continuum of pricing and saying, well, this is like really high and this is like really low. And, where am I on the continuum for price? I want to be down this end. I want to be down the low end. Right? It's an illness. It's right. But you know what I'm saying? It's like it's easy. It's easy to just throw money at it. The harder thing is to get it at a really, really good price. You know who got a sick deal recently? I was so jealous. Is Nick from the States? You know that guy? He's a friend of myself and Shane in the Blues. He's been on his channel. We did that live show a week ago. And he got a friggin' 10-top PRS Artist Edition with a Brazilian rosewood fretboard for $1,800 delivered to his house. I guarantee you he got that off of Guitar Center used. Because where else are you going to find a guitar like that for that kind of money? You know, that's Guitar Center used all day long. They had a 10-top custom 22 there maybe about a year ago. That was $18.99 to $14.99 to $12.99, and I was like, "Are you going to make me buy this? Do I have to buy this now?" And it sold. Thank God. I would have bought it. You know, so it's just one of those things where it's not enough to get just a guitar, just to open your wallet and fork over money. That the only time and would be really the rosewood neck telly, because that I paid like literally retail, like $14.49, $13.50 for the guitar and $100 for the case, and you had to buy them together. It was $14.50, and I think I put down like $400, and I think my wife paid the rest as a birthday present. So even then, I was really sort of myself only out $400. It's a crazy, crazy scheme. But like I said, I'm just at that point in my life, and I just have so many friggin' guitars. It's not right. What's the old thing from Seinfeld? He can't just go out there. He's got to make good time, right? It's the same thing. It's not just buying a guitar. I got to get it at a good price, or else the thrill is gone. It really is. In fact, I was just looking back. Most of the guitars I bought from price. I started with price and worked my way backwards. With the sole exception of like the Fender, the Strat, because I was looking for one. And I'm trying to think. That was it. Every single other guitar was bought. Well, the Acoustic Explorer I bought. Now, admittedly, if it was more money, it was $299. That I bought because I wanted the guitar. But if it was $499 or $599, I probably would have passed on it. But at $299, I was all over it. You know. I can spend $2,000 on my front wheel and tire on my Harley, right? Right? You're like, where's that money going? You're like, it's a hell of a of a wheel and tire. I agree. I'm sure it is. But at some point, you're like, the madness end. You know? Oh, man. The cats are upstairs. Yeah, I don't think I got one down here. I was up in the attic all day yesterday and all day today, and they've I had the door open. They've sort of come up and said, new room. They haven't really been up in the attic. And of course, I got that big bay window. I don't know if you saw that photo I posted of the window there. That's actually a couple feet off the ground. That's not quite on the floor. It's a seating area. I guess that's about 20 inches off the ground, maybe a half a meter, something like that. And they came up and they found, and that's sunny. That's a very sunny window when the sun's out. So they're up there. They're like, "Oh my God, this window is awesome." And then my friggin' cat likes to come over and walk right over my keyboard. I'm like, "Bitch, you delete my friggin' timeline, I am gonna freak out. It's gonna cost you one of those 9 lives right now." Steve, what's 10 top mean? It means that they pick out the best top that they can find in the run, and they designated a quote-unquote 10 top, and they write a little 10 on the back, right? Yeah, see? This is a 16 top. I was gonna get this other one that said 20 on the other side, right? Because it's for the year. On the right, it should say 10. On the left is the year. So I say, oh, according to this, it's a 20 top. PRS Custom 22 Amber Dark Cherry Burst, $3,700 Sweetwater. Yeah, I have trouble dropping that kind of cash on a guitar. You know, what's up, Scambot? Still trying to sell my guitar. I still have 32. Oh my God! You sold your Buddha Super Drive. It's a lot. I know cats are powerless against sunbeams. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You have a Google top. People know what a Google is? A Google is a 1 with 100 zeros after it. Right, so that'd be what? I guess that'd be 10 to the 100, right? Steve, do you have any opinion on USA made versus imports and owning any imports and switching to Music Minute, sir? Can never go back. You know what? I think that I think that the biggest difference, first of all, I think longitude and latitude really don't make a difference. I think that the best Ibanez guitar can compete with the best Fender and the best Gibson, period. Those J Custom guitars are amazing, right? So just because Ibanez is a Japanese company doesn't mean they can't put out like amazing guitars. Same with like Comparison. There's a few brands out there that aren't in the United States that make really high-end stuff. I'm trying to think of bigger brands, you know. But there is a thing that, you know, you can get more money for a U.S. guitar than an import. And so where they really cut corners tends to be the hardware. That tends to be it. Now, I think Ibanez has really tried to push through that with their whole premium line coming out of Indonesia. They really seem to be pushing a they really seem to be pushing a premium. God, it's the word they use, but a premium product for a fairly reasonable price. Bobby has one, and the fret ends are like friggin' sphere balls, like my J Custom, but the J Custom had a list price of $46.66 and sold around $2,800, $3,000, and his sold around what, I think $1,200, something like that. For that kind of money, I can live with it. Off by a step. Do you like Jackson guitars? I do. I was looking at some Jacksons. What J Custom do you have? I have I guess it's called the RG 2011. It's 1 of 9 made in that color. I have the red, but it's not really. It's 1 of 9 made in that color, like that year, and then eventually they wound up. It's basically, what is that? The 8570. right? It's got the flame maple binding and all that, you know. It's all done up. That anniversary is like just happened, right? Blizzard of Oz, 40 years. I can't believe that. But I don't think it hit the States until the spring. I think the fall it was. There's a thing in the United States. They want albums to come out in March. It probably came out in March because they wanted to like build steam for the summer. You know, get a little bit of headway. Yeah, I want to say it probably came out in September for the UK and maybe Europe, and then maybe in March or April for the US. What spookiness did you miss at the beginning? Well, you'll have to do a rewind. Oh, it was spooky. I don't think I know No More Tears off the top of my head. Oh, God. I know Drop D. I'm so lame with Drop D. I've always have been. Oh, thanks, Fret Level. I know you did. You missed it earlier. Feel like I'm out. Right there. I went down to fine tune it. You know what? I'm just gonna hit the tuner. The tuna. Oh yeah, I'm sharp. You're sharp there, kid. You wicked sharp. Thank you. I'd like to think that. Come on. There we go. Come on. Got to give it a sec. There we go. Come on. I'm hitting it so incrementally because I know it's just going to give a quick old tugger. A bit of the old tugger. There we go. He tunes a whole step down. It drops even worse. Hey. Oh, talk about Butchering something. Well, it is Halloween. If you're going to butcher something, do it on Halloween. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the harmonics. Never really noticed until this PRS, yeah? How about that special Saf Clean? Tell you, I know. Got me. You got me. Have you put together a lesson tutorial? You know, I want to do that. I mean, everybody has that. That could almost be a Halloween episode next year. Subscribe to my course. I was going to make it that the PRS was haunted. And every time people picked it up, they started to talk in a demon voice. And then we would have to excise the guitar. But I was like, how would that even look? You know? And then I thought, well, what if someone had like clickbait, virus, and then click vid-19? I was like, oh, there you go. There's your video right there, kid. Phase 2 locking tune? I don't know. Is that what they look like? What's phase 2 locking tuners look like? They are locking. That little black thing on the top spins down on the gold thing and puts a pressure on the stringy. That's tech talk. That's tech talk for you right there. You got your black thing on the gold thing, and that pushes on the silver thing. You're done. I should have interviewed George Lynch. I'd love to. I would love to. Here's a little stirring for you. I know you have to excise, right? Okay, World Renowned says they're Gen 3 locking tuners. Well, it's a 2016. When did they go from Gen 2 to Gen 3? And also, this was a special model, right? Ebony fingerboard and special super duper wicked cool, like wicked awesome top there. I think I'm the wrong. I gotta go. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Nice top there, hot shot. That's a hot top. Yeah? Yeah? Huh? Huh? But you can see the pickups. See, they're a little ground away right there. See them? See that little divot? He had the chugs. He had a touch of the chugs. You know, I'd have to review the Star Spangled Banner. I haven't played it in so long. It's been a few years, probably a few, yeah. You know, it's like just a major scale. Right? That's just a major arpeggio. To the 5, to the 3, to the 7. They are, so many songs start on the 5, right? 5, 3, 1. Something like that. I'll learn "Oh Canada" and heads will explode. Because I don't feel like I'm hitting it right. That's it. Something like that. I don't even know that song. That's the power of the PRS. I got pizza sauce all over my face diaper, exactly. Well, you saw KRELBAR trying to work the pizza. It was a little tricky. I don't know any Outfield. I know I should know one song, but I don't. I'm racking my brain here. I can't think of one. I can't think of one. I met you down at the Seven Veil. Since I got out of jail. I noticed your love for F sharp, really a great key for guitar. Yeah, it's also a 10-year. I believe it or not, it's basically like a. And the guy's probably long. There was a guy like literally years ago on like my very earliest live shows, going, dude, all you ever playing is F sharp. I'm like, oh really? Now I'll play nothing but F sharp. Enjoy all the F sharp in the world. And I literally, for months, would play nothing but F sharp, literally just to annoy that one guy. And he's probably long gone. Yeah, that guy wasn't sharp. Does playing an F sharp annoy you? Oh, thanks for telling me. Now it's all F sharp from here on. Alex Van Halen should return. So and he could be, is Wolfie a guitar player? I know he plays the bass, obviously, but is he a guitar player as well? I mean, I think they should just bring, but then, so here's the thing. Alex Van Halen, Wolfie Van Halen, and like Michael Starr and Satchel, which would be an amazing band. The only problem with that is you got one original member, right? Alex Van Halen. How many bands do you know that it's like down to one original member? It's like, oh my God, I don't think so. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, stop Van Halen without it. I agree, Rob. I'm kind of in the same camp. I kind of agree with that. It's like Eddie was the band. Period. Wolf does play guitar, yeah. Yeah, Wolfie does Eruption, but it's the part he does is... Because that's nothing. I was doing that when I was 14. I'd rather... I mean, there's so many riffs that are much harder than that in that song. I'd like to see the whole thing. I mean, the tapping part's the easiest part in the whole tune. In fact, so many people I know just only know that part of Eruption. The rest of it, they never bother with, because that's the hard part. Like, he's so hard, Roth and John 5 song, pretty good. You know who kicked ass with John 5 is Corey Taylor. Who's he, from Slipknot? He sounded just like Roth. Sounded just friggin' like... He even had the banter down. Yeah, Eddie was the band. I agree. Eddie, yeah, Steve's right. Eddie was the band. Without Ed. Really? Really? I think without Ed, it's just a cover band. I see Motorhead. Yeah, Eddie is to Van Halen what Angus is to AC/DC. They should make that an SAT question. Eddie is to Van Halen is A. Angus is to AC/DC. B. C.C. DeVille is to Poison. C. They could reform with Sammy, Michael, Alex, and Satchel and call it a different kind of truth. That's actually pretty smart. That actually might fly with fans. You know what I'm saying? It has a tie-in, but it doesn't have a tie-in, you know. Although, oh yeah, it would have to be Alex because you need one of them to be able to sign off on that name. Yeah, oh, the edgiest to you too, exactly. So Motorhead live, so effing loud, almost enjoyable. Well, they drove us out of the club. I saw them at the channel, and they were so loud, it hurt. We tried to put friggin' toilet paper. I went into the bathroom and rolled up little pieces of toilet paper to put in my ear. And it didn't help. It made everything muffled. And so what I wound up doing was going outside, and it sounded great, and listening to the whole show from the parking lot. Sounded awesome. The best mix was outside the venue. Oh, Dave, that's a great point. You have to wet the toilet paper. I didn't even think of that. Oh my God, dude, you might be right. That might have been the secret. The toilet paper was just too low of a density. So you fill the gaps with water and you compress it. Oh, I didn't even think of that. It's a great. Oh man, yeah. Well, we were young and stupid, you know. That was like 2 years ago. No. I don't think I know the OG zombie theme. Warren 2 martinis. Why is Warren DeMartini a drinker? I don't know much. I don't know much about it. So did you see Phil X doing Highway Star a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, in fact, I saw him doing Highway Star at GitCon. GitCon 2. They did it. It was him and Kafir and Pete Thorne, and they did Highway Star. In fact, Phil X's friggin' hotel room was next to my hotel room in the hotel. And I could hear him working on it late at night. I think I wound up throwing earplugs in because I was trying to get some sleep. It was a long day and I had to be up early. Got the beaver in the buff coat. Beavis and Butthead. That dude. What's up, little roadie guitar? Tubular bells on guitar. I don't know, but I can do the bell. I guess maybe we'll do this one. Huh? Jesus. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, try it here. There it goes. Yeah, it's easier on another guitar. I think I can't get the strings to cross that well. Try it there. Too high. Got to do it lower. You got to do it like down here. There you go. Shame. 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 French cop cars like, well, I guess that's an ambulance. Little Doppler effect for you. It's Doppler. Yeah, I guess it doesn't work well on the 25-inch scale length. Does that half-inch make that much of a difference? I find that hard. I find that hard to believe. Oh yeah, lesbian seagull. God, how does that go again? Lesbian seagull. I forget. Caw. I don't know. Lesbian seagull. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh right. I forgot. Engelbert Humperdinck did the cover. Was it a minor? C minor? You know? Or is it just C to B flat? Let me see here. What is it? Oh, yeah. She flies so gracefully over. Jesus. Feel like I'm out. So what does it see? Fly so gracefully over in trees and sand, soaring over cliffs and gently floating down to land. She proudly lifts her voice to sound her mating call, and soon the mate responds by singing, caw, caw, caw. Come with me, lesbian seagull. Settle down and rest with me. Fly with me, lesbian seagull. And so on. Oh, where's my, there I am. Where's Steve really from? I'm from Boston. Grew up in Hyde Park. And then West Roxbury. And then Rosendale. Rosie. Frickin' Rosie. Lobsters. Caw, caw, caw. People are like, why don't you have a Boston accent? I'm like, I went to college. You find out real quick that you sound different. You know who doesn't have a, who's from Oklahoma is MILLISA. And MILLISA doesn't have an Oklahoma accent. And she got rid of hers. She said she showed up and everyone was like, oh my God, your accent's so adorable. She was like, no. Oh, thanks, Musical Monkey. Yeah, it's, we try. lesbian seagull. I forget the Addams Family. I forget it. I totally forget it. Yeah, you love that? You love the new PRS, right? Let's go to Quilt Cam. Yeah. Sure. It finally happened. You know? You got your hot shot right there. Yeah. Macro processors, whatever those are. From South Texas, never had an accent, but I also don't fornicate with family members. So, yeah, see? You know what I'm talking about. The other thing is in college, I took a speech class. And you learn really quickly, like, that you mumble, that you say and that you say, every other word, or okay, 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 Oh, they slap that right out of you. You want to get a good grade in that class, you can't stand up there and go, okay, Every was a point off your friggin' grade. This is a CE24. A CE24. Made by our friends down in Baltimore. It's a CE. That would be the classic edition. Is that Shane from In the Blues? Well, you know what that means. That wasn't very good, actually. I got a little lost. I said, wait a second, it's 24 frets. Careful what you wish for. My cousin from Boston. That dude is very similar to a lot of guys I grew up with. I never learned Cliffs of Dover. You could fill a book with the songs I never learned. Yeah. Check out the body there, Shane. Huh? Nice. Huh? Not bad. Kind of nice. Got the figure. Nice figure. Right there. See, you see how it looks on this angle? This corner looks a little weak compared to the rest. I was like, it's gonna like stop like right at this mark here, and then the rest is gonna be plain. But it's there. You just gotta tilt the guitar. But at like that angle, I was like, the top looks okay. See you, Mark. Thanks for hanging out, man. Frankenstrat's right there. I'm gonna rip the Frankenstrat up. I'm gonna rip that apart, the Frankie, and Acacia Guitars is gonna finish the neck for me and oil it up with They said they use tung oil, but they use a mixture. I think they use a thinned out version, and then they build up thicker layers. So I'm gonna rip the tuners and the nut off of it and everything, and I'll throw that in a box and send that down to them. And I'll probably just toss a GoPro in there and see if they can shoot a little footage. I actually I reached out to my contact at PRS, because I met them at GitCon 1 and GitCon 2, and I've seen them at a couple of, and they were also at TGU 19, and I see them at NAMM. So it's like, I know this woman, it's so nice. And so I was like, I sent her an email. I was like, I just wanted to let you know, I got this nice PRS, and, I just want to thank you. And it was Mike Palmisano from Guitar Gate. He was there as their sort of demo guy. And we went over a bunch of guitars up in one of the rooms and checked out a bunch of, and I liked the CE because I thought it was a little snappier, a little bit of the snaps, and I liked the 24 frets. And so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I just got this PRS, and, I told her about the PRS fund, and I finally got around to it, and I finally picked one out, and I'm really happy with it. And here's a pic, and there you go. And she was like, why don't you send it down to us down here at PRS, and I'll have the tech go over it from head to toe. And I was like, okay. yeah, I'll do that. So at some point, I'll get some videos out, but I'm probably going to send this down. I'll pack it up and send it down to PRS and have Gene they have a team of artist techs that, if any of their artists needs tech work done, just send it back to PRS and we'll do it. And she was like, just send it in. I'll have one of my guys just go over it from head to toe and make sure everything checks out. And I was like, absolutely. I'd love that. And then plus it makes for a good story. Again, I'll probably throw a GoPro in the camera. A GoPro in the case and send it down with a GoPro and say, listen, if you have a chance, try and shoot a little bit of footage if you can. And so, we'll see, if I can put that together before the holidays. Michael says, Frankie should be done tomorrow. Yeah, there you go. My feet are hitting stuff down here. I'm worried I'm gonna crack something here with my foot. Hey, Steve, yeah, great show. Oh, thanks, man. Even though I have two PR, my Select Strat is just too perfect. I love my Select Strat. I'm with you on the Select Strats. Every single Select Strat I've played has been pretty damn nice. That was like the last stop before the custom shop. Those years was the Select Strat. Yeah, I think so too, Larry. So just throw a GoPro in there and see if either one of them can just shoot a little footage. Then when it comes back, I can make a story out of it, and say, oh, I packed it up, I sent it down, and then get a little bit of footage and then get it back and reassemble it. And with the PRS the same way, just see if I get some footage. Makes for a better story. So now that you got the PRS, what guitars are you going to pursue? Maybe a Strandberg? Maybe. I played a Strandberg. I wasn't crazy about that neck. It's that neck is, I think, a love it or a hate it, and I was probably in the hated camp. I tell you, I'd be more likely to show up with a Jackson Soloist one day. Jackson Soloist has been on my bucket list for a lot of years now. But because of my mental illness, I have to get a Jackson Soloist for like $12.99 or $11.99, right? I can't pay $18.99 for it. That's normal price. I got to pay like $12.99, $13.99, which is hard. Really, really hard. They had a confused one on there one time where they thought it was the Pro, like the Japanese one, not the American one. It literally said made in USA on the headstock, $7.99, and I couldn't buy it. It was already sold. I was like so bummed. Vintage San Dimas? I have a San Dimas. I don't know if I need a... I don't know if I need a vintage one. Well, you're making a good point. You prefer the Dinky? See, the Dinky's a 7/8 body size. I'm not crazy about the slender body on the Dinky. I like the regular San Dimas. Oh, thanks, Brian. Much appreciated, man. Thank you. How about an offset? No, if you ever see me with an offset, you'll know I fucked up real fucking bad somehow. Right? I lost a bet or something happened. Right? I had to sell every guitar I owned. That's the only one left on the earth. Not an offset guy. Never had. If I got an offset, the first thing I would do is troll every other person with an offset by playing nothing but tapping riffs. That's all I would do. I'd be all upstroke more. Oh, yes. I'd be like, oh, I love this offset. People be like, you can't even hear what it sounds like with all that distortion. I'm like, I know. The other thing is and I can't stress this enough, distortion doesn't hide the sound, it accentuates it. If your guitar sounds shitty, it sounds even shittier with distortion. Trust me on this. Give us a Maine accent. Yeah, up here in Maine. What we do, they sit around and we get the lobster. Pepperidge Farm remembers. I think that guy was supposed to be from Maine. Any Wasp licks? I used to know some Wasp. God, how do I not? But I'm blanking. I'm blanking. How come no one plays Smoke on the Water? We do. Yeah, I'd play the offset with my teeth behind my nail, all Zach pinches. I'd be like, there's only two things you can play on an offset. Either straight up jazz or metal. Metal and jazz, that's the only two things, okay? You watch heads explode out there. Thanks, Michael. I don't know any Halloween. They came out slightly after my time. I feel like Halloween was like a 1990 band or like a 91, somewhere around there. Yeah, now I want to put a Floyd on a Jazz Master. Exactly, just to make heads explode. Oh, thanks to Middle Edge. Can you play some Queensryche, Mindcrime, or Empire era? I don't know any. But, and this is true, I am friends with the guitar player of that band. We literally hung out when he was here in February, coming through town. I could reach out to him and have him show me really quickly how to play like a couple of their, like Jet City. Jet City, was it Jet City Boy? And what was the other one? Silent Lucidity. Those are both huge tunes. And there's one other one, too. They have another one from that album that's really awesome. And every time they play it, I'm like, oh, right, that song. That's right. And I think it's from Operation Mindcrime, because the band is called Operation Mindcrime, and they were on tour. It was like the 30th anniversary of the album. In fact, when I saw him, he had just turned 60, and he's like, "Don't remind me." Jet City Woman. Oh, thanks, B. Polsky. You're laughing too hard. You get some blackouts and a Floyd for the offset, right? Yeah, right? Floyd Rose, some EMGs, some blackouts for metal, right? Oh, just a troll. Just a troll, so you can never wear a button-down shirt. Buttoned all the way to the top, That's all that's ever played on offsets. Any Scorpion? There it is. What's up, Steven? Oh, I'm trying to catch up here. I love, my favorite Scorpions album is probably Blackout. Just everything on that album is so good. What's the other one? Love at First Sting. That's got great stuff on it too, but really it was Blackout. Blackout! It's all hipsters with the friggin' offsets. They put so much time into their outfit, they forgot to learn how to play. I don't know any Halloween. Again, they came out just a little bit late. I do like the sound of these pickups, though, huh? They're really good. I mean, for humbuckers that are just so versatile. Some rat? No one ever plays it here. I forget it now. Yeah, these are 8515s. Right before I bought this guitar, there was another CE on there. It was also a dealer custom model. But it had a satin black neck. They had stained the neck black all over. And it had a very light burst. It was like almost like a yellow to an orange burst, which I wasn't crazy about. But it had chrome-covered pickups. I want to say they were, I don't think they were 8515s, so they like 58 somethings, or I forget, whatever their chrome colored pick. But apparently it was sort of a limited edition. But I wasn't crazy about the color. I'm glad I went with this one. I'm happier with it. Hey, what's up, pathologist? Good to see you, man. Milton Berle in the first Rat video. I think he's related to Warren DeMartini, right? You're like Warren DeMartini's uncle or something. Are you a Bruins fan? Yes and no. Not really. I mean, if they're in the playoffs, I'll watch them, but not really. All my teams are, they're all doing pretty bad this year. Red Sox. Oh, was that 58-15s? Yeah. I never, I don't really watch the only thing I watch the regular season of is probably football. And we're having a terrible year this year. We had more people opt out of our team than any other team in the NFL. And then we still got it and people are out. We're just in friggin' free fall. It's like, whatever. Yeah, I just got back from trick-or-treating. We had a few people. I think it's, we don't forget we're an hour ahead of you. It's almost 9 o'clock here. I don't think we're going to see anyone else. We're usually pretty quiet here by 8 p.m. That's pretty much the end of it. Or is it Stephen Piercy's uncle? Yeah, it was one of them. Or the manager's uncle. Someone's uncle, right? Was it, related to the band's manager? Brad, you gotta watch the start of this video. About, what is it, guys? About 20 minutes in, we do the Halloween thing. Yeah, Hightower and Chung opted out, and you got Edelman, and he's like you said, he's older. Manager's uncle. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Brad. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You just got back, but not just got back. We're gonna figure this out. Yeah, we had one year, man. We were packed. We had so many people here. I swear, people like drove into our neighborhood and were walking around. That one year was so crowded. It's like crazy. I don't know the Halloween theme, do I? No. That's AC/DC. Crowd was thin this year. Yeah, it was kind of like we left everything out and we put things in separate bags and basically said if you touch it, take it. You know, with no bowls, everything was just separately out in a little bag. Take the bag, take your bag and go. I miss it. Every Halloween would love to sit out front and watch all the kids in the costumes. It's adorable. And there's always some kids that are like, it's so different in the personalities. You know what I'm saying? Like some kids are just like, yeah, whatever, candy. But other kids are just like, it's Halloween and I'm a cowboy. And I'm like, awesome. He's like, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Those are, you know what I'm saying? You live for those every year. Because you see some of those kids are just so outgoing and it's great to see it, you know. Oh, man. So a friend of mine, he bought a new house. This is probably 1998, right? I think he got the house in 98, 99, somewhere around there. And it's his first Halloween. And he sets up like a speaker in the window and he's got like, he couldn't get kids to show up. That house was so scary. He couldn't get any little kid to go up to the house. They even said to dude, it's too, like the older kids are like, dude, this is way too scary. Like you're never going to get people to show up. He had to tone it down like the next year just so he could get little kids. They didn't want to walk up. He had like he had like horror sounds running in the background and all this stuff. I think he might even set up a fog machine. And the kids were like, nope. It's ClickVid 19. I went dressed up as Zorro as a year. Oh, that's pretty good. Trying to think of what I've gone. I can't really remember. I know I went as Casper the Friendly Ghost. I was probably like 4 or 5. I just remember the mask being so hot. That's so sweaty. Like hating it. This mask sucks. One year I blasted Dyside and Cannibal Corpse. when I was a teenager, painted a red pentagram on the porch. Yeah, that'll drive them away. We were doing a battle of the bands, and we showed up, and they're like, "What's the name of your band?" I went, "Genocide." They were like, "Nope." It's like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, we're not putting Genocide on the bill." But that's the name of the band. They're like, "No, you're playing a high school, bro. No, come up with another name." I'm like, "New Genocide?" All right, guys. Well, it's 9 p.m. and I got to get my family out of lockdown. They're probably all staying up on the second floor because I got the live show going. So I will grant them their freedom. And I'm getting a little hungry. I think we have leftover. They got a fisherman's platter while I was like editing videos in really one video in the attic all day today. And there's probably some scallops and maybe a couple of fish pieces left over. I'll heat those up and have myself a little fish feast. Yeah, the friendly genocide. We're a family genocide. What? How about the genocides? They're like, no. All right, dudes, happy Halloween. If you missed it, check at the beginning of this video after it processes. Usually takes about 10 or 15 minutes. You'll want to see, I think it's about 20 minutes in, 22 minutes in or so, the Halloween special. I don't like to dick you around for too long before I start it. I just want to wait for the audience to build up and then run it. So it's probably 20 minutes in, 25 minutes in. So, all right, dudes. Well, happy Halloween. Hope you dug the Halloween special. Super thanks to everyone who hung out tonight. Super extra thanks to anyone who contributed. Really appreciate it. And, of course, super extra, super duper thanks to my mod squad. It's really appreciated, because it lets me focus on this rather than the dicks. Really appreciate that. About 20 minutes in. I think you're right, Terry. I think it's about 20 minutes in. All right, dudes. No, you rock. And there you have it. Happy Halloween. And I'll see you in a week. And there you have it. There you go. All right. I'm going to click end stream right now. All right, dudes. No, you rock. And I'll see you in a week. Until then, rock on.